Okay, so today is Friday. Happy Friday, December 10th. And today we are going to practice the core breath, which is another one of the main practices of realization process. And when we tune into the core of our body, it's really another entryway into our wholeness. But it's in this particular style of meditation, it's where we can be in the deepest connection or contact to ourselves. In Judith's book, she says, from the core of our body, we feel that we're living in the very center of all our experience. We know ourselves as the unchanging center within all the constantly changing movement of life. And before I hit record, we were talking about the news. And maybe this is a good practice to remember that amidst all of the changing world, the things that are happening in our world, we can still find this unchanging, vibrant stillness in our center, in ourselves. It's always with us. So you can sit or lie down, and I'll invite you to close your eyes if that feels good. And just taking a few breaths, let yourself arrive to the practice. So just drawing yourself back from wherever you've been this morning, the past week, however far back you want to go. So you're just really present with yourself right now. And let your breath settle in its pace. So just in its own way without you having to effort, just letting it slow down or even out so that your inhale and exhale are about the same length. And let your inhale help you make deep internal contact with yourself, and your exhale just releases. It goes wherever it goes. Take a moment to come down to your feet and feel your feet on the floor, whatever surface of your feet that are on the floor, the sides, if you're cross-legged, the bottom. And just really be there for a moment with that contact. And from that contact on the surface of your feet, enter into your feet so that you inhabit them. Just begin to feel the internal space of your whole foot all the way through your toes, from the bottoms to the tops, out to the sides. And just letting go of any idea you have of your feet and just be there, feeling that internal space, however that feels. You continue to inhabit your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, your thighs, just experiencing the internal continuity between your feet all the way to your hips. Continuing with the internal space of your pelvis in your midsection and your chest. Just letting yourself inhabit the whole volume of your torso. Feeling how it's one continuous cylinder of space, and that you are this space, and that it's continuous with your legs. And inhabiting your shoulders, your arms, all the way to your fingertips, your neck, and how your neck is continuous with your torso and your shoulders and arms. And inhabit your face, your ears, and your whole brain. And just taking a moment to notice this internal space of yourself everywhere, that you exist everywhere in your internal space, that you're in contact with everywhere. Experience your whole internal space as one continuous, unified being. Now come to your head again and inhabit your whole head and your brain. If you notice any strain, just letting go of any effort if possible. That internal space is always there, and we're just uncovering or letting go of anything that we may hold on to re-find this space, reconnect. And in this internal space of your brain and your whole head, attune to the quality of self here. And that's just a particular quality that feels like self. Letting go of any meaning we've ascribed to this word self and just being with the echo left behind, being with that feeling, that resonance, this quality of self in your head and your brain. And bring your breath straight back through your head on your inhale. And let the breath release, let it go wherever it goes as you exhale. And experience the breath passing through this space. That this space within your head and your brain exists. And the movement of your breath exists at the same time. And now find the center of your head, right between the centers of the ears. You can even imagine if you were to draw a very slight arc from the centers of both ears to the middle, where they meet in the center is the center of your head. Sometimes it helps to put your hands just kind of hovering beside both ears and imagining being in the center or feeling that you're in the center of your hand, between your hands. And just by being in the center of the head, it enters us into our wholeness. So you may feel a slight resonance or vibration in the center of your head. And finding these core points takes practice. So letting go of any strain, and just being with how you're experiencing it today. And now initiate the breath from within the center of the head. It's almost as though you had a tiny little nose in the center of your head that can breathe in air. You're still breathing in the anatomical and physiological way. But at the same time, there's also this breath from within the center of the head, as if you have air in the center of your head that you can breathe. And letting go of the center of the head, now come to find the internal space of your chest. Take a moment to experience inhabiting the whole internal space of your chest, from the front all the way through the back and out to the side. As you inhabit the chest, let yourself settle so that you find the innermost core of your chest, your heart center, in the center of your chest, but deep in the subtle core of the body. By being in the heart center, it enters you into your wholeness. So you may also feel a slight resonance or vibration from within the heart center and even along the whole subtle core of the body. Now initiate the breath from within your heart center. Again, it's as if there's a little nose right in the center of your heart that can breathe in air. The breath starts from and comes from within this place, even before you feel the breath move in your rib cage, in your chest. You can feel the breath initiated by the heart center. And now come down to your pelvis, letting go of your heart center. And let yourself settle all the way down through your pelvis, out to the side. And now find the center of your pelvis, deep in the subtle core of the body. Letting yourself focus as deeply inward as you can without strain. And now let the pelvic center initiate the breath. Let the breath starts from and comes from within the center of your pelvis, as if there's air to breathe right there in your pelvis, as if you have that little nose breathing in and out in the innermost core of your pelvis. And to finish the practice, you can either stay with one of the core points that we experienced, Or we can try to find all three at the same time, which also takes practice. So there's no right or wrong with this. It's just what you're feeling up for today. And so if you'd like to try all three, you can find the center of your head again. And without leaving the center of your head, find the center of your heart at the same time. And staying in the center of your head and the center of your heart, find all three centers, add in your pelvic center, so that you are in the center of your head and your heart and your pelvis at the same time. And initiate the breath from within all three centers. You don't have to try to breathe. Feel as though the centers of your core are breathing. Without any doing on your part. That the space that you inhabit is breathing, and that you are breath. You can stay with this for as long as feels comfortable. And whenever you're ready, you can let go from within each of those points and just let yourself relax into the space. And when you feel ready, you can bring your awareness back to your feet on the floor, back to the air moving in and out through your nose. You can slowly open your eyes and just extend gratitude for yourself for practicing today. And I thank you as always. Thank you.